Call of Duty has always been the ultimate casual FPS game. Anyone from noobs to veterans of the franchise can hop on and have a good time on multiplayer, and that is largely down to the developers handing us god tier guns as a little baby rank 1, and that's why in this video we're going to be taking a look at the best guns unlocked early in Call of Duty games, because there's seriously a lot of them. Arguably the best gun in each COD is unlocked by default or very early on. Also, I'm defining early as rank 1 to 10, which includes guns unlocked when you unlock creator class. But now you know the stipulations, sit back and get ready to be taken on a journey. Starting off incredibly strong on Call of Duty 4 with the laser beam that is the M16, which is unlocked by default. You could seriously never unlock any gun for the remainder of the game and be absolutely fine with this beast in your hands. If your accuracy is on point, you can one burst people before they've even had a chance to recognise you as a threat. It's a total insta death merchant, and not only that, it also has quite generous hip fire too, which usually isn't the case with burst weapons. I'm trying hard not to turn this video into a love letter for this gun, but for real, the COD 4 M16 is one of my favourite guns ever, and its place is forever cemented as an overpowered monster that even the developers loved too much to nerf. The MP5 is another in this game which is unlocked from the get-go, which certainly holds its own early on. I wouldn't go as far to say as this one is overpowered, but you can tell with people's longing nostalgia over this gun that it played a big part in their Call of Duty 4 careers at the time, and in fact, even away from its in-game performance, which does speak for itself, on the OG COD 4 it looked absolutely stunning with blue or red tiger camo on it, which surely has to be a factor when talking about the best guns, right? Lastly, COD 4 had all the rookie snipers covered by supplying us with the M40A3 straight out of bootcamp, and again, you genuinely did not need any other sniper unlocked if that's how you want to play the game. The M40A3 will rarely, if ever, let you down. Sure, you'll maybe flirt and mess around with the other 4 snipers as you rank up, but deep down you knew that the M40A3 had your heart all along, and yes, we're still talking about a sniper in a video game, unironically. Talk about setting high standards. What did World at War have in store for us then? Well, curiously, no overpowered guns by default, and you'll see later on in the video that this really is the outlier for that. However, it didn't take long for them to give us the Gewehr 43 at rank 7, which was definitely a lot of people's favourite rifle to use. Barely any recoil and a competitive fire rate, which meant those with a hyper trigger finger could use this rifle as if it was an SMG if they so wanted. However, I think we all know what the best SMG in this game was, and it's unlocked at rank 10, the infamous MP40, one of the easiest guns to use in Call of Duty history, in my opinion, especially when you unlock dual mags for it. Then it just goes from strength to strength, like giving the world's strongest man steroids. It actually bordered on unfair, but there's no arguing that this is one of the best guns in COD history, period, not just one which is unlocked early. You know what's crazy to think about? The Modern Warfare 2 inclusions in this video probably had the least impact on the game compared to others, because virtually everything in this installment is overpowered anyway, but I did narrow it down to 3 solid early game unlocks, starting with the UMP 45, which we get right from the start. Players became attached to the UMP really quickly, especially when they also attached a silencer to it that seemed to be most players' favourite setup with this, as the silencer didn't really seem to hinder the gun at all. It could still chew through full enemy teams like they're nothing and remain off the radar while doing so. It's another one of those guns which has a reputation so great it's one of the first things that comes to your mind when you think of MW2, and for good reason. The thing was a monster and we had no business wielding a weapon of that power so early on. Next on the list is another weapon which defined Modern Warfare 2, and that is the intervention. Again, unlocked by default. I think sniper mains in COD games get a lot more attached to their weapon of choice simply because, well, there's less choice, and to be fair, you didn't really need any other choices when you had the intervention. From the consistency of it to the snapping sound it makes when it fires, it's just superb. I spent a hell of a lot of time quickscoping in MW2, so I also have a special bond with the intervention, so much so that my intervention class was even named Old Reliable with a wee love heart for added measure. I honestly don't think I've ever heard anyone criticise the intervention, and That's not an invitation to. Now that I've said that, I can see you typing your comment there. Have some respect for the GOAT, or the Gasot, the greatest sniper. Yeah. Last up for MW2, another gun unlocked right out of Create a Class. This has become a theme already, hasn't it? Is the trusty FAMAS. They made us wait for the M16 this time around, but to be honest, and this is possibly controversial, did it really matter? Because the FAMAS is arguably better in this game. Either way, pinpoint accuracy and a stupid one burst kill potential comfortably gets the FAMAS into this video. When it comes to Black Ops, there's nothing too crazy going on at the early levels beside the M16, which makes its second appearance on this list. However, I don't quite feel it's as good as its COD 4 version. Don't get me wrong, it's still a solid early level gun, but I won't be spending any more time talking about it, especially considering it's back again by default in Modern Warfare 3. It's no wonder it's established a bit of a reputation for being the noob's gun of choice. For 3 out of the 5 CODs we've looked at so far, it's the only choice for noobs, so yeah, not much else to say other than well done on a hat-trick of inclusions in this video. The UMP45 gets itself a brace in the video, but like the M16 before it, I'm going to give some time to the real showstopper of the early ranks in Modern Warfare 3, the FMG9, or should I say 9s, as when made akimbo these were debatably the best guns in the game. I get that this may be a controversial inclusion, as technically it's the akimbo attachment which takes this weapon into top tier status. Like, you may unlock the FMG9 by default but not the akimbo version by default, but do you know what, I'll allow it and you'll allow it too, because you know that this was some serious firepower to be messing with. I just want to quickly say at this point in the video, if you're new here and enjoying yourself, why not hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to join the notification squad like the 2 legends on your screen have done. It'd be great to have you around the channel more. Treyarch with Black Ops 2 were kind enough to throw one of the best, if not the best gun from Modern Warfare 3 at us by default. Of course, I'm talking about the MP7, a really dominant weapon in this game for various reasons. Firstly, no need to take up a pick 10 slot with a sight, because you simply don't need one here. It's got a feisty fire rate which is complemented by the 40 round magazine, allowing you to chain a lot of kills together in a short space of time. And usually with the high fire rate guns, the catch is they come with horrific recoil, but not with the MP7. Sure, it has a little kick, but it's mainly vertical, so it's pretty easy to control. Overall, a brilliant gun to be bestowed so early on. Second feature for Black Ops 2 is another iconic sniper rifle, the DSR-50, which is held in high regard in the sniping community, and I'd even go as far to say that there's a fair amount of snipers who love the DSR more so than the Intervention and M40A3, which just goes to show how good it was, and believe me, it was good. One-shot kills from the waist up made it very reliable, not to mention it'll also one-shot folk hitting the arm, so you don't see many hit markers using this bad boy. However, I am sad to say that the DSR-50 did catch a nerf shortly into Black Ops 2's life. Its fire rate was reduced from 50 to 40 RPM, which did hurt the more aggressive snipers game, but even still I believe it belongs in this video. What doesn't belong in this video though is any guns from Ghosts, and no, it's not because I didn't particularly enjoy this game, it's because Ghosts had a different method of unlocking guns, so it simply doesn't make sense to include it, so please don't be angry at me, Ghost fans. Advanced Warfare fans, however, can rejoice as 2 default guns make it in, starting with the Ball 27. I don't think anyone will be surprised or arguing about this one. It's the undisputed best assault rifle in the game. You didn't need any other unless you maybe unlocked better variants elsewhere, and on that note, I wanted to make it clear that I'm talking purely original base versions of the guns here. I know the Ball 27 get even more wild with the Obsidian Steed or Inferno variant, but so did other early weapons. It's just that the base versions of those don't compete with the base Ball 27, nor do they compete with the ASM-1, which fought the whole way with the Ball to be the most popular weapon in the game. It's hard to say actually which one was used more, but what I do know is that the ASM-1, even as an SMG, could do it all. It was just such an easy, fun gun to use on Advanced Warfare. You already knew this one was coming, the infamous Brecci in Black Ops 3, one of Treyarch's most overpowered concoctions ever, and interestingly enough, the only shotgun to make it into this video. Congrats. I guess. Sorry MW2 Spaz 12, but let's be honest, it doesn't come close to the Brecci. Nothing in the shotgun department does really, it's that crazy, and they gave us this by default. Christ, even Infinity Ward made his way till rank 67 before they gave us the broken model 1887s, and at least they had the decency to patch that at some point. The Brecci to this day is still a disgustingly powerful machine that actually borders on abuse at times, although maybe Treyarch knew I was featuring it in this video and decided to boot me from the game for using it. They should know anyway, it doesn't take long to rack up some kills with the Brecci. As is usual with these types of videos, I unfortunately have to skip over Infinite Warfare because I honestly didn't play the game enough to have an opinion on the guns on there. So if you could help me out in the comments as to which early guns from IW belong on here, that'd be great. But moving swiftly on to World War II, and we have the PPSH, which many were glad to see back after a long absence since World at War, although in World War II Sledgehammer gave it to us by default, and I think it's fair to say it's the best SMG in the game. Later on down the line, some DLC guns would possibly challenge it, but in terms of the base game, it was absolutely dominant. And finally we come to Black Ops 4, which is nearly a year old now at the time of recording this video. However, it didn't take long for the default unlocked ICR-7 to establish itself as a beast in this game. An incredibly accurate assault rifle, even without helpful recoil attachments. It's another one of those early unlocked guns that puts the game in easy mode for new players just starting out. Folks, that's going to be all for this video. However, as we look forward to Modern Warfare, what guns on there do you think will be early monsters, considering I spent most of the beta using the M4, which was a rank 1 unlock? It could be making a name for itself there, or could the default unlock MP5 make its way back to top tier? They were both great options, but anyways, do let me know in the comments what you agree and disagree with in this video too. Hitting 2,000 likes on the video also would be much appreciated. Have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.